Today on the Not So Artificial Update, we're talking about AI. And what else did we talk about? I can forget now.
We shit on New York Post.
New York Post.
Yeah, the New York Post.
That was my fault. I shouldn't have selected the article. I need to pay attention.
It's okay.
That's like when I pick an article that was written like 2 years ago. I'm like, hey, guess what we found?
Yeah. Apparently they posted something about AI developing cancer treatments, but there's a few holes in it. So.
I was still impressed by it.
Yeah, but
we talk about a lot of fun things.
Yeah, we did. It's a good show.
Tune in.
When I first read this, the headline says AI develops cancer treatment in 30 days. I thought they were saying that it was a 30-day cure, but it only took the AI 30 days to come up with the treatment, which is pretty impressive.
So the cool thing here is that in every even slightly scientific fiction movie, you will see these like scenes where a scientist or a doctor is like looking at this 3D model that's a hologram and is like, you know, test 1,500,000,000 whatever. Yeah, exactly. And it's like failed. And then he does some stuff or they do some stuff. And then it's like success. Like, and then eureka moment. And I think that the cool thing about this is that this is exactly what happened, minus the hologram and all the flashy stuff. As
we're sitting here, though, I'm questioning the source because I didn't pay attention to this being from the New York Post. And just looking at the other titles, I see trans flight attendant famed for airline ad dies by suicide. Man claims he broke up with girlfriend after she received a lap dance. I died and came back to life. Here's the truth about it. Do we trust this source?
I submitted this story. I submitted this story and moments later realized the same as Mike did. I left it in there because I thought, why not? I couldn't be bothered to go and remove it. But actually was surprised when Mike voted for it. So when I started reading this, it's not that I think it's a non-story. This is my inkling.
Well, but it can so we can shit on it and make it an episode. And what I mean by that is that while it sounds super flashy, right? Like this sounds really flashy. The whole, AI fucking figured this out on its own in only 30 days. So we've been doing these types of models in medicine for a fairly long time. And one of the most common ways
when you say we, I mean, it's
humanity.
It sounds like
obviously not me. But so what I'm getting to is that one of the most common ways to get a flu vaccine out is by running prediction models. Now, I'm going off of memory, so if there's any flu experts in chat, feel free to drop a comment correcting me. But the way they do it is that
they're called fluologists.
Sorry. The way they do it with these, like the common cold or the flu virus, is that they run these models and they try to predict the most likely variation of the flu for the flu season that's coming.
Yes.
And when they have, let's say, a 77% confidence rate on one of them, then they start producing the vaccine for it, the flu shot, before the actual variant is out in public. This is crazy stuff, and generally they're correct, which is super cool. Like, this is actually super duper cool. I think it's so impressive that we're able to do this. And like now, sure, they've slapped AI onto the fucking headline, and it definitely feels very like tabloidy, which we should expect from the fucking New York Post. Yeah.
Well, see, this is the thing, right? First of all, there's a few key pieces of information that are missing or obfuscated here. First thing is, how long does it normally take to create a treatment, right? And like, how many of those treatments are effective? Like, this is just another alternative. And second, the big thing that is in the article, but not exactly headline, but is buried a bit, is that it still has to go through regulatory testings, which is the thing that takes 6 months to a year or whatever. By the way, I just asked ChatGPT to write me a headline from the New York Post about AI developing treatments for cancer, and it came up with AI breakthrough, revolutionary cancer treatment developed by artificial intelligence. And then I said, write the story. And scientists around the world have long been searching for a cure for cancer, and now a groundbreaking discovery has been made using artificial intelligence, AI, to create a new treatment for the deadly disease. Blah 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 blah. And it goes on.
Literally, New York Post literally went and did this. Like,
yeah,
no human read this article or wrote this article.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the key advantages of this approach is that it enables doctors to identify potential drug targets more quickly and accurately, reducing the time and costs associated with clinical trials. There's also potential to reduce the site, blah, blah, blah. It is like this article. I think it has as much substance to it as well.
Well, I'm actually still impressed, so I'll give them that.
That's a testament to the New York Post headlines, I think. Like, how many of these are created every day anyway, and how effective are they? Do they like create 10,000 of them every month, and then AI was able to do it? But did it take longer?
That's a fair question.
I don't know.
I think if nothing else, I like the attention being called to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Use cases beyond writing fan fiction. Like, very cool.
There's a guy who recreates video games and then creates little AI bots to play them, and he shows like the training process and how he's setting them up.
I've seen literally the same thing. It's so cool.
So interesting to watch. And
basically,
yeah, no, go ahead. It's just super interesting.
I was just going to give Peter like a visual and our viewers a visual of like this. It's a very rudimentary 3D model. Like, imagine a play course of like blocks and kind of like an arena and an obstacle that the AI, who has minor control over this ugly avatar, needs to overcome. Something like figure out how to climb this wall. And it has blocks that it can use and move to jump over the wall. And it runs these tests over and over and over again. And all you've said is your only goal is to move over here.
Yeah.
Figure it out. And the AI knows it can move, but that's pretty much it. And it takes like 100 million tries, but eventually it gets it.
And does all kinds of different experiments. He had one that was like they were human models and they had to learn to walk to a certain line. He did recreated the first level of Donkey Kong, and the little AIs had to learn how to play it. And he walks through how he solves the different challenges, and it's, I mean, pointless, right? But super interesting. I just feel like there's a certain gimmickiness to AI, and they joke about like, oh, if you want to get investing, just throw AI in your company name or whatever. But it is super, super, super interesting. Also, I think kind of dangerous, but we'll talk about that on Thursday.
Yeah, that's for future. That's for future art problem.